There are many ways to carry knives with paracord.
Please remove any metallic items you're carrying, keys, loose change. Holy shit.
Around the neck, on the hip both vertically and horizontally, behind the back, mercenary carry, and even drop leg. That's it, right?
Wrong.
What if I told you there's a really cool method that you've never seen or heard of? Oh, no, not like that. I'm talking about wrist knives, and I'm gonna show you 3 ways you can do this. I was watching Fallout Season 2, and there was this really cool scene where the ghoul goes to a bar in Freeside, and the bartender had a knife strapped to his wrist, or rather forearm. But we're just gonna call it wrist because wrist knife sounds so much cooler than forearm knives, right? So of course we're going to have to recreate it using some paracord, of course. Get some of this amazingly versatile nylon rope from paracordweavers.com. Check us out for the best supplies and kits for this awesome hobby. The knife we're using for this first version is the CRKT Foltz Minimalist. And regardless of which knife you use, it will have to have adequate attachment points, i.e. holes in the sheath. Aside from the paracord, we're also going to need some side release buckles. Smaller ones will work better in this case. This one will be a fixed size, which means you'll have to be more accurate with sizing, of course. So determine the first length, which will be half of the wrist strap. Just pass that midpoint through one of the holes on the sheath, and an easy way to do that is using some thin cord like a piece of the inner guts from the paracord, or some microcord. Loop that around the midpoint to pull it through the hole. A way to think of this concept is that we're making 2 halves of a paracord bracelet with a knife in the middle. Then both running ends pass through the first side of the buckle. I like to do this going through the front on one side and then the back on the other side. And to form the strap, we simply tie some Solomon knots, which is 100% the most useful knot in paracord crafting in my opinion. If you need an in-depth tutorial on Solomon knots, I'll have that linked in this video. And here's a rough idea of my length, just a little under 3 inches. This will all vary because of the sheath size and width, so you'll have to tailor it to your situation. But you just simply weave your way from the buckle side to the sheath side, forming one side of the strap. For the uninitiated, you'll also see this Solomon knot be referred to as the Cobra knot. Now I use those 2 names interchangeably, but knot purists will say it's only the Solomon, which I don't disagree with, but the Cobra I think is often used here in paracord land when it comes to bracelets and other paracord crafts. Either way, it's a super useful knot that is easy to learn and master. I've used it countless times, going beyond bracelets as well, of course. When you reach the sheath side, I like to do the clean finish where we take the end of the weaving strand that's on the front of the Solomon knots and pass it under the last knot on the back so that both running ends finish at the same spot. Makes for the cleanest hidden finish. And then repeat those same steps to form the other half on the other side. And be sure to test before you cut the excess cord. So I've essentially made a paracord bracelet with a knife on it. Now this Foltz Minimalist knife is so small that I actually think a single strap does work, but ultimately I think it's better to carry the knife further up the forearm so that it doesn't get in the way of you bending your wrist. And I think for that, 2 straps are better for stability. That being said though, one of the things I'm not a huge fan of with tying straps like this to a knife is that they're kind of permanent, as in once you tie these straps on, you can only carry it that way unless you cut the straps off or undo them. But what if there was a way to make them removable?
But wait, there's more.
We'll use a larger knife this time with the SC Azula. I've got the bulky paracord wrap removed because I want it to be on the thinner side for wrist carry. And to make this method only semi-permanent, this time we're going to find the midpoint of the cord but not attach it to the knife sheath. Rather, we're going to determine our length and then pass the cords through the buckle like before. And this time we're going to weave a section of Solomon knots going down the core strands. However, this time, while it's not attached to the sheath, we're also going to leave a loop of paracord on the tail end that's about 1 inch or so long. In terms of cord amounts, you're definitely going to use less than what it would take for a bracelet because of the sheath taking up some of the space. But again, this project is a little bit loosey-goosey as there are many variables, so I'd say pay more attention to the concepts shown here instead of the exact measurements and details like that. But if anything is ever unclear, just drop me a comment. We're going to make 2 pieces, one for each side like before, and now we have our straps. Now again, do some size testing before you cut the cord like before, so that you don't waste the cord if it doesn't fit. So I of course made a second pair of straps in the same manner to attach the second set of attachment points, and one set is larger than the other because the circumference of my forearm gets wider as I get closer to my elbow. You'll have to do some measuring and estimating for your own set because we all have different sized forearms. So this is very much like the first method, but the main difference is that the cord this time is not attached to the knife sheath. Might not make a whole lot of sense right now, but stick with me because I'm definitely going somewhere with all of this. Just trust the process. Now, how do we attach them? Well, it's simple. Using the same little trick I showed you earlier with a thin piece of cord, we can use a lark's head knot to hitch the strap onto the sheath after we've made it. Just pull the end loop through and then pass the cobra knot piece and buckle through the end loop and pull tight. Now we get a bit less woven strap in this case, and you'll have to play with the length to get it right. So again, think twice and cut once before you remove the excess cord. Now you have straps that you can attach when you want to wrist carry, but if you want to go back to neck carry or any other method, you can easily remove them. So while this method does work, the slight issue is that while you can wear it directly against your arm or over a sleeve, depending on the size, it might be hard to make it loose enough to get on the right spot of your forearm, but tight enough so that it doesn't slide around. What would be perfect is if there was a way to be able to make it adjustable and cinch it down.
But wait, there's more.
Because I've got you covered, we will need a couple of extra pieces of paracord and a couple of cord locks that look like dogs' noses, of course. And we're going to be doing this for this little Smith & Wesson HRT.
Maybe nice.
So for this third variation on the first buckle side, to attach this piece of the cord to the buckle, I'm actually going to use the slingstone hitch. Pass the midpoint through the buckle and then bring the running ends around the opposite side and then pull them through and cinch up the buckle. I think this knot is much more stable than just a regular old lark's head. This section of the Solomon knots is going to be about 1.5 inches. Then with the running ends, we're going to fold the cords back and start tying Solomon knots, going back towards the buckle and form a section of strap. Now the great thing about this method is that it's much more forgiving when it comes to sizing because it's going to be adjustable, so you don't have to worry too much about the exact lengths. But again, you'll have to play around with it to see what works for you. When tying this short section, you won't be able to tighten the first Solomon knot very much until you tie the second knot after it. So just get that first knot in place and you'll be able to firm up the first 2 knots at the same time. Also pull down slightly on the core strands. This short piece is going to form half of the adjustable strap, and the reason why I'm making one short piece and one longer this time is because I want the buckles on this version to be closer to the edge of my forearm instead of the sort of direct inside of my forearm, if that makes any sense, but you'll see in a sec. I think this would make the buckles easier to clasp. So after making this short Solomon knot piece, I'm going to make 2 of the same Solomon knot pieces as I did before, with a buckle on one end and a closed loop on the other side. One is a bit longer than the other to accommodate the increasing size of my forearm. The longer strap is going to be positioned closer to my elbow. I'm going to attach the long side of the strap to the knife sheath using the same method as before, and then attach the short side to it after on the buckle. Then to connect the other side and make it adjustable, we're going to take a third piece of cord, hitch that around the sheath connection point. I forgot to do the slingstone hitch here, but you can if you want. And then using a lacing needle, we're going to pass both ends through the end knots of the Solomon knot side. If you don't have a lacing needle, you can slightly melt the ends of the paracord to a point to stiffen them up. Just lace both those running ends through and pull the cords through. If your cobra knots are a little loose after getting the paracord through, you can always tighten them back up by dipping that section in some hot tap water. In fact, it might be a good idea just to do that regardless so that the adjustable cords stay tight after cinching them down. And when I pull it closed, you can see what we're doing here. It's the same principle as the Mad Max adjustable paracord bracelet, but with your fixed blade knife sheath attached. After that, you can add a cord lock and then tie a simple stopper knot. You can tie a basic overhand knot with both of these ends to make it really easy, but I'm going to tie double snake knots on both straps as they look a bit nicer, but they're still easy to tie. Now, I would not suggest anything fancy like the diamond knot unless you plan on keeping the wrist straps on long term. The whole point of the simple stopper knot is so that you can undo it and retie it easily if you want to remove the straps and put them back on. And so we now have a wrist knife that has adjustable straps, and you can wear it over a jacket or sleeve if necessary. Also, I think this third and final method is the best because you can really cinch it down on your arm so that it's super secure. And if you're wondering why one might carry a knife like this, I think there are some practical uses. Now, perhaps you could be doing some work in the field or gardening and you're working in a position where you're crouched down or something. I think having a knife at quick access on your forearm can be potentially more convenient than having to, fish around on your belt line or in your pocket. But really, we all know that this is just so you can look cool and carry a knife like an assassin. In fact, I think it'd be cool to have a couple of throwing knives attached to your arms. That might actually be the best use. So feel free to use these methods as you see fit, as they more are a guide and principle for you to mod to your liking. Just some thoughts. What do you guys think? Is it actually useful, or is it a little too mall ninja? Let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more methods of fixed blade carry using paracord, check these videos out.